Hi everyone, my name is Dave, and welcome to Extra Credit, a video series where we take an unscripted look at topics related to local history and exploring that history. Alright, so as we normally do at the start of every episode, just a quick reminder to visit my website. You will find a link in the description. There you're going to find all kinds of information related to the topics we take a look at in this video series, and then some, including a section for extra credit. So if you're new to the video series, sorry, Luna's making noise here. So if you're new to the video series and you haven't seen past episodes and what we've taken a look at, you can find them all there. Or if you've been here before and you just want to revisit an old episode, or maybe you missed something along the way, you can go back and have a look at that there. Additionally, you can follow me on social media. So you'll find me on Facebook, you'll find me on Twitter, or X, and you will find me on Instagram. And last but not least, if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Usually there's a delay between the time when content comes out on YouTube and then when it makes it onto social media. So if you are following me on social media, great. But again, there's a delay, sometimes quite a long period of time, especially for the exploration videos. Usually the extra credit videos are pretty quick, but for example, for the exploration videos, sometimes there can be months that can pass between when they actually are posted on YouTube and then when they come out on social media. So by subscribing, turning on the notifications, you'll get the content just as soon as it comes out. All right, so we're back with yet another video in our Kinghorn exploration series. So again, we've done the videos where we've actually detailed, explored parts of the grade. And so again, doing this in the extra credit series just gives us an opportunity to kind of revisit some areas and sort of just give people kind of a bit of an introduction if they don't want sort of all the sort of the detailed views of the area. You can see it's a beautiful morning here. Um, you know, great scenery here on the lake, and really enjoying the last week or so. The weather's been great here, and it's been awesome hanging out here at camp. Just some bugs and things like that are floating around. Anyway, this video, I was kind of doing some editing on it last night and taking a look at the footage that we shot. This video footage was actually shot 10 months ago. It's kind of hard to believe sometimes that that time goes by, and there's always kind of intervening episodes that we have to do. So we're finally getting to this content that we shot right at the end of September. We actually did two of these videos sort of back to back. We did one, the one that you're going to see today, at the end, right at the last day of September last year. And then we did one the next day, which was the first day of October. And again, the reason why we did this is essentially we were out, going to be doing some drone flying. And so we used that as an opportunity to basically record the extra credit episodes. So 2 months kind of here back to back, or two episodes back to back, you're basically going to see these videos in these exploration series. So this particular video, we were basically working our way from very, very near to Cameron Falls Station. Basically, there's a road that sort of intersects the Kinghorn Railway grade between McCaskill Station and Cameron Falls Station. Um, Basically the road comes down and passes close by where the community of Cameron Falls was, and then comes down, and so we basically worked our way from that particular point all the way down to the Nipigon River. And I forgot to do it. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen. I'm trying to remember how far the actual biking that we had to do, right? Again, I was working on the episode last night, and um, as we normally do with these sort of, these ones where we kind of explore railway grades here, you're getting the abbreviated version, and there's going to be a full version that's posted as well if you just want to watch the raw kind of unedited footage. And it's like an hour and a half it took me to basically get from the access road down to the bridge over the Nipigon River, which again was the purpose of the exploration. Right, we were going to basically go down there because we were flying the drone. And so I'll put up the mileage on there. It was a long bike ride, and in particular, I remember the bike ride back because it was a very, very warm day. Actually, the that first little that first little bit of October, the end of September, was extremely warm. So again, we were out on the Saturday and the Sunday, and I think the Monday, it was 30 degrees outside. Like, it was just crazy. I can remember being at football practice, and we were just absolutely dying outside, just because we're not used to the heat at that particular time of the year. And then it was funny because we did a hike the following weekend, which would have been Canadian Thanksgiving, and it was not particularly warm. We actually did, I'll post the link to that. We actually did a video where we were basically showing the drive to the hike, and I think it was 3 degrees in the morning or something like that. And on this hike, it was we started the hike and it was like 16, 17 degrees in the morning, which was very, very warm and very unusual for this particular period, time of the year. And I can Luna, now she's barking at people kayaking by, right? Oh, people in there. So on our lake here, which is a small lake, people like to cruise by in their pontoon boats, and oftentimes people, just because it's a small lake, people will use electric trolling motors, so they'll just quietly sort of sneak up on you. Um, and so in this case, I have my early warning device here. I'm just trying to get her not to bark at people who are cruising by. Um, all right, so after all the excitement and the confusion and everything like that, we will get to the video momentarily. I think I left off and I was talking about how unbelievably warm it was. And actually, you're going to see, I'm going to throw a little clip in here. So what I did was, after the hike, and so I basically biked down to where the bridge was, recorded the video, and on the way back, we had the trailer with us, because it was a long bike ride, and again, to save wear and tear on Luna's paws, I biked her back most of the way. And when I got back to my vehicle, I was actually just sort of drenched in sweat. That's how warm it was. And so I did kind of record a little video to sort of put in there, to show you basically how challenging it was. But in any case, let's jump into the video. And again, so you're seeing the abbreviated version. If you go in the description, you're going to find a link to the full version, where you're basically going to see everything that kind of transpired. Okay, so we're ready to start our adventure here. We're just on the west side of this road here. I don't know if there's really a name to it. Cameron Falls Road, McCaskill Road, not really sure. We are just to the west of McCaskill Station, which is just that way. So we're going to be heading our way down to the Nipigon River Bridge. We do have the trailer for us, with us today for the return journey. You can see we've got the orange on because it is hunting season. All right. So we've been down this way on numerous occasions. We're going to see, as I already mentioned, how things look here. A little concerned about the condition of the grade with some of the overhanging trees and such that we've saw in other places. It's a beautiful day today. This is the 30th of September, so it's the last day of September. You can see the some of the leaves have dropped, but we've got some pretty good color here. So So I'm hoping that makes for some good video. So again, our goal, so we're kind of doing a 2-for-1 here. We're trying to finish up a hike that we did earlier this year, which was a redo of the section just to the south of here, near the Nipigon River Bridge and Parmachene. So we want to try to get a little video here in the fall with the colors. Here you can see there's a junction box for the fiber optic cable, 115.44. Again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. So remember that there was several earlier iterations of this line. Oh crap, here we go. So here's the issue. See, this wasn't like this when I was here last year. This is all this damage that's been done. I'm just like cringing here, because it's going to be like this in a bunch of places. This is all this, at some point, wet, heavy snow that has caused all of these birch and alders and things to bend over the grade. And it's going to cause us a lot of headaches. I know there's several sections that are grown in along the way here, and they're going to be bad. All right, a little bit easier to go here. It's probably going to get messy again up there. Like, this is just going to be off and on the bike the whole time. So one of the things that you're going to see along this section here, you can watch them in the regular exploration videos, is lots of culverts, lots of tributaries flowing down to the Nipigon River. So here's milepost marker. So you can see milepost 116. Again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. So for the original lines, I forgot to mention that earlier, this was originally a Canadian Northern line, and later when Canadian National took over until 1960, it had a different name. So originally this was the Canadian Northern Nipigon Subdivision, and later it was the Canadian National Dorian Subdivision. The mileage on those two lines was different because those lines originated in Jellicoe, not Long Lac as the Kinghorn did. And so you have to subtract 49.7 miles from the Kinghorn mileage. So here we got a couple of points of interest. Did you see another partridge or what? So you basically see this thing coming through right here. This is the spur. So when they started work on the Cameron Falls generating station on the Nipigon River to generate hydroelectricity, they built a spur all the way up to the site of the generating station, which we pass on the road that we come in here. And so this is the spur, and this spur stayed in use for quite a long time. I can't remember now. I have it in the original video. So basically it came down here. It actually split up there. And so again, if you take a look at the original video there, or the videos that we did of the exploration, you'll see that. And then up here, just up here, you'll actually see that there was the station. And somewhere up here, look at all this crap here. There's a telegraph pole. Yeah, it's gonna be a disaster. Jesus, Murphy, this is terrible. Okay, we've got something to take a look at before we get into the rock cut. Thank God people cut all this brush. Otherwise. So there's our, I don't know if you can see that sign in there. So basically that is a variation of a flanger sign. That's an obstruction warning. So it basically tells the operator of the plow, the spreader plow, to retract the wing, as I do this with my arm, retract the wings of the spreader plow. Holy cow, look at this. This is crazy. So that way they don't hit the obstruction. So in this case, the obstruction is the side of the rock cut. So you're going to see from here on in, everything up to here, basically from Orient Bay up to here, there was not really any rock work. Here we start getting into the rock work, and you can see that as we skirt alongside the Nipigon River. So you can see the massive size of this rock cut. Maybe we'll pause here and I'll take a picture. Again, you can probably imagine the effort that went into constructing the railway line through here. Some of the rock that they had to deal with. Certainly not an easy endeavor. Holy moly! Thank God people like clean this up here. Look at the mess. And again, this is just the result of the fact that this line isn't being maintained, which again is very strange. Well, maybe it's not strange, but there is the fiber optic cable, and it's pretty important. We documented earlier this year the repair of a section of grade up just on the west side of Geraldton. We saw one washout that was repaired near a trestle, and then there was actually another one that was repaired as well that we didn't see, but they did a new pass on the satellite imagery, and so you can see on the satellite imagery that the washout has been repaired. Do apologize, I'm a little bit under the weather here. Of course, going back to school, the cold season has been making its rounds. There's lots of kids that have been sick, and I've managed to survive up until I started feeling it a little bit on Thursday, and yesterday I was kind of feeling it. Today my sinuses are a little stuffy, and certainly not oh, partridge. There goes the dog. So they're supposed to be there it is. It's right in there. So there's the other obstruction flanger sign, just right in there. Anyway, so I'm not 100% today. I can kind of feel, you get those little sweats and chills and stuffy nose. So I'm gonna do my best here. All right, let's pause for a second here, and then we'll get going. So, back in action here. Just about to plow through another rock cut. Again, it's warm and I'm sweaty. It's almost 20 to 10. Hopefully we're gonna get to the bridge about 10 o'clock. So again, here's another rock cut. You can actually see it on both sides of the grade. Again, just indicative of the challenges trying to construct through this area. And actually, if you watch the video through this section here, you'll hear me talk about the fact that this is just right at the dawn of mechanization, right? So they do have air-powered drills and things like that, but a lot of the work is still being done by hand. Okay, basically teams of men and horses. And at one point during the construction of this line, right, so basically this section went from Sudbury, specifically Ruel,
which is just outside of Sudbury, which where the end of Steel was, to Port Arthur, which is now Thunder Bay. This section was 550 miles, and at the peak they had about 12,000 men working on the line, and realistically, so they had started a little bit of work in 1911, but the bulk of the work was done in 1912 and 1913. So basically in 2 years they built the better part of 500 miles of railway line. Down here somewhere there's a really neat little telegraph pole, lots of insulators and stuff on there. And then just up here we got another milepost marker. This is another one where if you're not paying attention, you're going to drive right by it because it's hiding. There it is. So there's milepost 119. Again, that's the Kinghorn mileage. So the original line, it would have been 69.3. Okay, so now just up here, when I did the hikes, I would have ended this section just up here. There's a big embankment with a pretty big culvert at the bottom. That's would have been, see, now we're driving right into the sun here, so I do apologize if you can't really see much. When we did the hikes, this is where we would have ended this section, and then we would have picked up the next section that would have brought us to the bridge and Parmachene Station. So at least we know where it was because we have the post. Now we have an interesting little thing right here. Don't see too many of these things. So what this is what's known as a wheel flange greaser. And if you watch the video, you'll hear me describe it. But basically what this is it's a lubricating mechanism for the wheel flanges. So basically you have the rails, and then on the locomotives and the rail cars, you basically have that flange on the inside part of the wheel that keeps the cars and the locomotive on the track. Now what happens is sometimes, especially when there's lots of curves, there's a lot of friction that builds up on those wheel flanges. So basically this is a mechanism that pumps grease into the inside part of the rails and lubricates those rail flanges. Now this is the only one on the line. You can see the mechanism inside. This is the only one on the line that's still in the ground. I've seen a few other ones that have been pulled out and they've been sort of dumped over. Right over here is the flanger sign. So you can see there's a flanger sign here. So that's basically, again, to let the plow operators know that there's an obstruction and they don't obliterate the flange greaser. So again, that's kind of a really neat sort of thing to see. I'm going to grab a picture of that, because when I was here in the springtime, I didn't. Yep, she's gone. So right here, and I'll throw up the piece of video here. So come through here, and again, I'm what the heck is that? And there's a snow machine sitting right here on the grade. I'll put that piece of video up so you can have a look at it. So I'm coming up the other way. I'm hacking my way through the brush here, hacking away at the alders and poplars that are growing over the grade. And I'm like, what the heck is that? Anyone lose a snow machine? So this is like weird. Either it broke down or they couldn't get through here because of the trees down. They left the helmet and everything on here. Might have been, what the heck's that? Might have been mechanical issues. The key's still in it. Looks like there's a box of spark plugs there. So maybe it broke down and they couldn't get it going. I don't know. It's just, you know, of all the things that I've seen out here, I've never seen a snow machine abandoned beside the grade. So in front of us here, you can see the second longest structure on this railway line, which is the Nipigon River Bridge. So again, this bridge was constructed, I don't know the exact date of the construction, but basically it was ready by it had to be ready before 1914, because they were running, 1913 they were running trains up to Warnford, so it had to be ready before then. So we're going to turn this camera off. Ooh, 8% left on that one. Okay, so here you can see this this massive structure here. So again, I don't know, I'll put it up on the screen. I can't remember, 600 something feet long. It's pretty high. Again, you need a massive structure to cross this river. The timbers on this one are a little bit more beat up. Makes sort of for an interesting walk across the river. Again, you know, I don't particularly like heights. You see stuff like this, right, where it's all kind of beat up. You can see the fire barrel platforms. You can see the shape of the bridge. Water's down a bit. Last couple times I was here, so we were here in 2020, and then we were here last September, so September of 2022, and we shot a little bit of video. And then we were here in the spring. So last September, that little sandbar there, that little reef there was not open, right? You can see there's a tree hung up on it. So the water was much higher, right? Again, the water levels on the river fluctuate, basically because they, depending on what they do with the dam, depending on precipitation and things like that. Anyway, so this brings us to the end of our little jaunt here. Hopefully you kind of enjoyed this. Again, if you really want to get all the details about this, you can have a look at the videos that we did. I'll definitely post a link to this video. Haven't finished it yet, but by the time this video comes out, so this exploration or this extra credit comes out, this video will be posted on the bridge here, and so you'll be able to see it in a little bit more detail. You'll see some drone footage, and certainly with all the beautiful fall colors. All right, literally just got back to the truck. I'm gassed. I just wanted to throw this in here. I biked, oops, sticks on my head. I biked Luna back most of the way. Just before Cameron Falls Station, I let her out because it was in that first rock cut there. There was lots of brush and stuff, so it was hard to bike. But so she maybe walked back the last mile or so. So this is what it looks like when you come back. I am completely drenched in sweat. My nose is no longer plugged because it's like running like a fire hose here. Anyway, we'll get to the wrap up on the video.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and you enjoyed seeing some of the scenery and some of the places. Again, we've done sort of a full exploration of that particular area, but again, it's always kind of neat to kind of go back and sort of see some of these places again. There were some sort of interesting things that that had sort of transpired. Again, lots of vegetation that had sort of been, you know, bent over by snowfall and things like that, and certainly made for a lot of challenges when we were trying to sort of navigate the area. And again, the heat, that was very unusual. We did have a very successful hike, and basically the purpose of our reason why we went down there, which was to shoot the drone footage. So make sure you check out in the description. I'll put a link to the video that we shot. Again, I had recorded the video in the spring, and then we had come back in the fall to basically get video of the bridge by drone, and actually it turned out very well, and it looked really great recording that in the fall time. Right, sometimes you hit right where the colors are great, and you hit a nice day with the nice right type of lighting and things like that. And so again, the video itself turned out extremely well. As I mentioned at the beginning, we basically did two videos back to back. And so, our next episode, which is going to be coming out next month, is going to be what was shot on the following day. And again, the whole purpose of doing that was basically to try to get some video footage. And this time, in this case, we had gone from the Nipigon River, we had gone up to Orient Bay, and it was a very different day. It was actually foggy for the most part. And we had to kind of sit and, I'll talk about it in the episode, but we had to sit and kind of wait out for the fog to kind of lift a little bit so we could actually, fly the drone. But again, turned out amazing and turned out quite spectacular. Before we end up, I do want to say that if there's anything that, I often put it in the, on social media and things like that, but if there's anything that you would like to see me cover in this extra credit series, make sure that you put some comments put a comment in the comment section, and I'll see what I can do. And there's certainly a lot of things that we're taking a look at in this series. We've been taking a look at things like gear. We've taken a look at specific locations. We've taken a look at segments of history. We've got a bunch of things on the go. We've got the Port Arthur Bluth and Western. We have the Kinghorn. We've done the Pigeon River Lumber Company. I have an upcoming one on the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway, which I've been doing quite a bit of work on in the last few months. Again, we've got more gear review coming up. I basically got a new GPS, so I'm going to be kind of taking a look at that and reviewing that. So again, if there's anything that you would like me to take a look at, or there's something that you want me to sort of focus in on, make sure you put that in the link in the comments. So in any case, thanks for tuning in to this episode. Again, we're going to be back next month with yet another. The dog's bumping the tripod here. Another episode in this Kinghorn exploration series, and again, you're going to see the beauty of Orient Bay. And in the meantime, make sure that you visit my website. Again, if you want to check out some of those old episodes of Extra Credit, you can do so. But in any case, thanks for tuning in. And again, we'll be back next month with yet another episode. So in the meantime, take care and stay safe.